Hi, welcome to the next video in our series, and this one is going to extend upon the fantasy creature that we made earlier, and we're going to animate it. So I'm going to choose my Fox Eagle. I'll just choose the JPEG. I could use either the PSD or a PNG file, but I'm going to use the JPEG so I can show you a couple more steps. So open it with Photoshop. There we go. First thing I need to do is I need to get rid of the layer, so I'm going to, the locked layer. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go layer from background. So it becomes layer 0, done. I now need to get rid of the white background. So magic wand tool, click on there. Tolerance is 32, that's the default, and it's worked really well. I don't have to play around with that. And I hit delete, and there we go, it's all gone. You can see the checkerboard pattern behind indicating that there's no background. Get rid of the selection by Command D. So there's my selected image. Now I still want to do a background, but I want it separate from the Fox Eagle. So I'm going to select new layer down here at the bottom. I'll drag it to the bottom, see the blue lines come up. So there it is in the background. I'm going to fill it with white. I could use the green screen green there. You might work out what I'm going to do with that later on. I could use green screen and create a video file and then overlay it in an editing program. But I'll just use the white for a second. Paint bucket tool. There we go. There's my background. Turn off layer 0, white background. Turn off the background, and there's my Fox Eagle. Now, so I select my layer 0. I'm going to duplicate it. So right click, duplicate layer. Okay. Now that's what I'm working on. I'm going to go edit. I'm going to go puppet warp. So I've got this image with the pin and the plus. I need to pin it where it doesn't move. So I'm going to put a lot of pins in to the image. It's like pinning it to the background so it won't move, because I only want one part to move. There we go. So that should lock all that in position. Now I'm going to put pins at the end of the wings. Now if I hover over, you can see that that plus and the pin has changed to an arrow in the pin, to move the pin. So now I'm going to move that one a bit, and I'm going to move this one a bit. You can see the old image underneath, so that's really handy, so you can see how far you've moved it. And that's what a lot of animation programs have. They have a thing called onion skinning or wireframing to allow that. I go up to the selection tool and I apply. So there is my first movement. I'm going to turn layer 0 off. I'm going to go to layer 0 copy, and I'm going to duplicate it again. Layer 0, copy 2, excellent. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing. So edit, puppet warp. I'm going to pin my wings. Oop, a bit close. Okay, sometimes it doesn't like them too close. 2 should be enough there. Pin the ears, head, and of course the feet, because I don't want anything to move that I don't want to move. Now I go to my wings, and as before I move them a bit. There we go. I might move that just a little bit more. I'll still do that. And I'm going to apply it. Select tool and apply. So there we go. I've got 3 different files. That's all I'm going to need for my animation. Now I go to Window and I select Timeline. Now this is Create Frame Animation. That's what we want to do. There's also a Create a Video Timeline, but we want a frame animation, so I click on that and there's the first frame. Now I don't want all those there. I'm going to turn off the layers. So layer 0 is the only layer I want to be seen. Now I've got to create a new frame. So I like the new layer button. It's down here, new frame. This time I go to layer 0 copy and turn layer 0 off. Another frame. Go to layer 0 copy 2 and turn layer 0 copy off. So I've got 3 movements. So the wings have gone up and I want them to go back down. So I'm going to create a new frame, go back to copy 0 copy, turn copy 2 off. You should be able to see what I'm doing now. Same again, back to 0 and layer 0 copy off. So there's my 5-frame animation. You can see I've got it looping here to go forever. You could have it 3 times or once, but forever is better so when you're trying to look at it. But I've got to work out how long I want each frame to go. So if I just click on one frame, then hold the Shift key down and click on the end, I've selected them all. So Here we go, 0.1 second. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look what happens when I play it. There we go. I've got my flapping fox eagle. Very simple animation. You can do a lot more with it if you want, but this will do us for the time being. So we're just animating our fox eagle. Now, what do I do with that? Well, I'm going to export it. There's a couple of ways of export it. So I go to File, Export. I'm going to go to Save for Web, which is an old one, legacy, as they call it. It's an old file. It's going to save it as a GIF file or a GIF file. So I'll just pull it down here so you can see the whole image. There it is. It's quite a big file. I'm going to accept all these presets. I know they work, and I'm going to hit Save. Fox Eagle GIF, that's what I want. I might give it a name just in case I've already got a version of it. New Fox Eagle GIF. And I'm going to save it. And if I go to Fox Eagle New GIF, there it is. If I drag that onto a browser like Safari, we can see our fox eagle flapping. Okay, very simple. Now, but what if I want to get it as a video file? If I go File, Export, see this one down here? Render to video. Here we go, video export. It's an MP4, that'll do us. We can choose our quality levels. I'm going to leave it just 720p. There's a whole range. You could do it 1080p. We'll even do 2K. That's amazing. But 720p is big enough. That's going to be Fox Eagle MP4. I'm going to, it's on an animation test there. I might just put it on my desktop for today. There we go. And it's going to hit a select desktop, and it's Fox Eagle MP4, and I hit render. I'm exporting the video, and if I was to go to my video file, let's just minimise my Fox Eagle and get out of the way here. I should see a Fox Eagle MP4 file on here somewhere. There it is. I open it. Here it is in QuickTime. Now it's only 1 second long, so you can't see too much if I play it. There we go. But if I choose to loop it and play it, so there's a little video render of it. It does tend to pause a little bit because of the 5th frame, which holds it. I could turn that off if I wanted to, but I can do as video, and I can add it to video projects. So I can use this technique to expand my filmmaking skills as well. But we're just looking at this stage at the general animation. So that's basically how you do a quick animation using Photoshop. You could move more than one part at any one stage. If you had multiple layers, you could have them selected and do it. The trick is whichever layers you select on with your frame are what layers are visible. So it can get quite complex. Have a play, see what you can do. You will make mistakes, bits will not work, but when you get it going, it's a lot of fun. So it's something to really experiment with and see how you go.